today. Now, Gibeonite Deception. Here's a second situation that they had was a problem. I was one of his big problems. Second one was this problem of the situation at Gibeon. Gibeon had this ruse that they came from really far away. Okay, they wore old clothes, they wore sandals that were worn out, all their food was like moldy. They came in Israel, then they said, we want to make a treaty with you guys. Israel thought they were from very far away when they were actually from what? Dead center in the middle of Israel. They were in dead center Israel. And so this is what I get out of this. Be careful about no-brainers. In other words, you don't have to ask God because the answer is so obvious that you don't have to ask God. And in chapter 9, verse 14, here's what it says. It's an interesting comment. The men of Israel sampled their provisions, but did not inquire of the Lord. They sampled their provisions, saw that they were all moldy and old, but they did not inquire of the Lord. And when they didn't inquire of the Lord, they made a big mistake. They made a treaty with the Gibeonites. They didn't ask God about that. And something that seems so obvious turned out to be a really big problem for them. So what I'm saying is you need to trust God in the uniqueness of each moment, each decision. Have any of you made decisions that actually were like going to be a total disaster, and they turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to you? And have you ever made a decision where you thought, this is obvious what you'd do, and when you got in the situation, it turned out to be really terrible? So I'm saying is we don't know the future. We don't know if something that looks so good can turn out to be the most ugly thing in the world. Something that looks terrible can turn out to be good. And so you depend upon God because you don't know the future and things. Each decision needs to be kind of put that way. The Gibeonites, they made a treaty with Israel. Israel made them woodcutters and water carriers. And so they said, okay, we made a mistake here, but you guys got to serve us now. So the Gibeonites were kind of like adopted into Israel as woodcutters and water bearers. They became kind of servants to Israel, cutting their wood and carrying their water. Now, we got about 12 minutes left, and we got to do this land division thing. Let's just hit this quickly. And there's 4 tribes you want to know, and there's 6 cities you want to know, okay? Now, by the way, these maps, where do you find these maps? These maps are all in the PowerPoints, right? These maps are all in the PowerPoints you download and things like that. So these are basically 4 tribes and 6 cities, and then I just want to go through them, okay? First of all, do you see the Dead Sea, the Salt Sea? Draw a line right from the top of the Dead Sea, and what city do you hit right here, right across from the top of it? Jerusalem. Okay, that's how you can picture Jerusalem. North of Jerusalem is what? North of Jerusalem is what tribe? Benjamin. Why is Benjamin important? Who's going to be from Benjamin? Saul, King Saul, first king of Israel, is from Benjamin. So Jerusalem is right on the border, just across the top of the Dead Sea. Benjamin's to the north. This tribe is Benjamin. What tribe is to the south? Judah. Why is Judah important? Who's from Judah? David. Okay, so David's from down here. Saul's from up here, Benjamin, Judah and Benjamin. So what's the relationship of Judah and Benjamin? Judah is in the south, Benjamin sits right on top of it. Jerusalem is the border between the two, north and south. Okay, let me just jump over to another map here. Okay, there's Jericho. As far as city goes, you see Jericho's north of the Dead Sea just a little bit. Jericho. Another city is Gibeon. Do you see Gibeon? Just north of Jerusalem, a little bit to the west. Gibeon. So you've got Jericho, Gibeon. Gibeon's the city, the Gibeonites, and then lastly Jerusalem, and Jerusalem's over from here. So I just want to get in these cities. Are these major cities in Israel? Jerusalem, Jericho, Gibeon. These are major cities then that are, and then these 2 areas, Judah and Benjamin. Here's the tribe of Judah. Do you see the Dead Sea here? And where is Judah? Judah is right next to the Dead Sea. So it kind of lines the Dead Sea to the west. This is the tribe of Judah. This is the tribe of Judah to the west of the Dead Sea. Up in the north, there's where Jerusalem is, just right across from the head of the Dead Sea in about 20 miles or so. What's south of Jerusalem? The city of Bethlehem or Beit Lechem. Beit Lechem, Beit means house, Lechem means bread, house of bread. Bethlehem, who's from Bethlehem? Don't give me Jesus this time. Who's from Bethlehem? David. David's hometown is in Bethlehem. Jesus will be born in Bethlehem, Micah 5:2. David's from Bethlehem, And David will capture Jerusalem, by the way. And then Hebron. Hebron is down here. She's queen of the south. This is like Atlanta. Hebron is like Atlanta, kind of queen of the south. Hebron will be the place where Abraham buried Sarah. Remember all the stuff with Abraham is in Hebron. And then there's only one more city, and I haven't got it circled, and that's Beersheba. Beersheba is down here. It says Has anybody ever heard this as Beersheba? Beersheba. That's when I was younger. That's how it was pronounced, Beersheba. Beer means well of. Sheva means seven. So it means 7 wells. So Beersheba is the southern boundary of Israel. So this city down here is like the southernmost point in Israel, and Beersheba is the south. And so those, by the way, do you see that these cities line up on a route? This is a major route running north and south, the ridge route there. And so this Jerusalem, Bethlehem, down to Hebron, and then down here, there's like a road that runs kind of like 1A in Wenham going down there. So now, north of Benjamin is a tribe of Ephraim. Ephraim is like Judah in the south, Ephraim in the north. It's the major tribe. Okay? And this is the schematic that you probably just need to learn, okay? Judah next to the Dead Sea, Benjamin on top of Judah, Ephraim on top of. Does that make sense? Now, where is the tribe of Dan? Dan is out here, but who's out here? Philistines. What do Philistines do to Jews? Kill them. So Dan moved to the north, the northernmost part. The tribe of Dan, which was here, collapses. The tribe collapses into a single city, and that becomes the northernmost city. The tribe of Dan moves north because they don't want to get beat on by the Philistines.